do a quick show of hands on how many of you would love to do what you're doing at your job. Any show of hands? Thank you. That's very encouraging. Now, one more quick show of hands on how many of you would love to pursue what you do for your passion alongside with or as your profession. Awesome. Excellent. Phew. I feel a whole lot better standing in front of you now, confidently and very, very triumphant to share what I have to say today. In the process of finding what is the status of our job satisfaction today, it was quite alarming to find out only about 13% of us worldwide really like going to work. When the message got closer to home, it was even more disappointing. 70% of us are disengaged from our jobs. Now, let's put these numbers into perspective. Let's assume we have 100 people over here, and we have only 13 of us like going to their jobs, and about 70 of you who are completely disengaged from your jobs. Well, I'm a very positive person, and I wanted some positive information to share with you. But to my dismay, it only got worse, where I found out that about 80% of us are dissatisfied with our jobs. While we put 90,000 hours at our work in our lifetime, about 25% of us claim that our job is one of the main sources of stress. And about 40% of us claim that our job is either stressful or extremely stressful. And that leaves you with about 13 million working days lost at work due to stress-related illnesses. This almost looks like a vicious circle feeding into itself, where you are left dissatisfied, disheartened, angry. Now, folks, here's my question to you, or my thought to you. Assume your average lifespan is about 78 years, and you spend about a third of it at workplace. Why the heck would you spend 26 hefty long years of your lifetime doing something that you do not love? Well, our aspirations, our goals, our passions, many of them are motivational, others inspirational, many natural, and a few others that haunt you are your true calling. Do not ignore them. Here, I would like to quote Oprah Winfrey. Ignoring your passions is like dying a slow death. Here's my simple logic on how you can actually pursue your passions and get success and happiness out of it. Yes, you do fail multiple times, and only to find out that you go through stumbling blocks and yet want to do what you're doing because you love what you're doing. And with undeterred confidence, you do find out with time that success is at your door and happiness will be at your call. In my case, my passions dawned on me when I was doomed and I thought it was all over. So when did I give a listen to that faint voice inside of me? Cringing in pain, dreading I would lose my voice, my prime identity, I walked into the examination room on that grim September day. I was very hesitant to get my vocal cords tested under the stroboscope. Red, supple. They were bloody, infected. My voice was faint, raspy, weak, and tired. I was no happy trooper. If I did not want to get operated, treatment prescribed to me was 3 months of complete voice rest, 6 weeks of speech therapy, absolute abstinence from any singing or teaching dance that involved my voice. And this had to happen just around the time when I was intensifying my practice hours for performing and for training with students. I'm sure many of you must have come across those trying moments where giving up is not an option And regardless of whatever grief you go through, you just want to do it because you're so passionate about it. You can't fake passion after all. Loyal to my passion for singing and dancing, and disobedient to my doctor, I ended up in the surgery table not once, but twice to get those nasty bumps taken off. What they call vocal nodules or singer nodules that you usually develop from overuse of voice. Both my profession as a nutritionist and my passions for music and dance required my voice, but I chose the arts. 10 years later, today, standing in front of you as the director of School of World Music and Dance, a non-profit teaching institution that promotes Indian classical arts and many performing arts, I am truly where I want to be. My mom dreamt for her daughter to be a singer and a dancer. And thank you, Mom, for within your dreams, I lived mine too. After blissful years of growing up in a land of rich culture, diversity, and heritage, I migrated to the United States of America. But long before I came to this country, while I was in India, I realized that my true essence for my passions was already brewing up with all the motivation and the inspiration that I had received from one of my foremost music gurus. This legend, who lives today, is a self-learned, a self-taught musician who is extremely passionate about his singing. And fighting all odds that try to defeat him, he stands tall even today, lending his beautiful mellifluous voice to music. And I'm much humbled and grateful that such a person came into my life much early on to inspire me and to motivate me and to kindle my fire to pursue my passions. When I found out that my passion for singing and dancing had to be integrated into my dietetic practice, at that point, I did not feel so bad. I was not torn apart for choosing between the nutritionist in me and the performing artist in me, because I had already integrated much of those nutritional mantras that I had learned all along to become a better performing artist. Here are a few pointers that I would like to share how being a nutritionist has helped me alongside to be a good performing artist too. Make your choices where it helps you the best. Also, go back to your roots and your ethnicity to comfort your palate. Your nutritional needs need to be well balanced, and they need to be taken into account to help you with your performance skills, where you need to balance the carbohydrates, the protein, and all the fruits and vegetables to make sure you have a wholesome meal. Change is certainly refreshing, but make it according to your body constitution. And you got to make it where it helps build endurance and strength for your performance skills. You can only paint if you have a clean wall. Words of wisdom from my grandmother. Your body and my body is that instrument that helps you excel. Keep it well, keep it fit, and keep it clean. And finally, a healthy lifestyle should never be driven towards a specific body image that is usually presumed by many in performing arts. Friends, here's my pitch to you. I'm sure many of you out there have wonderful passions, maybe for singing, acting, being a stand-up comedian, drawing, painting, sewing, and so on. Let's make that passion a part of your life and give it more energy and focus. Here's a simple article that I actually came across in Forbes magazine that gives you 5 beautiful stages of how you can pursue your passion. Stage 1, you have a job and you give your passion neither time or power. This is when you're still kind of trying it out and fishing around to see what you like, if it's really your passion or just a hobby or just a passerby. Some of you may be perfectly fine with your jobs and you don't want to move on to pursue your passions, and that's okay too. And if you do think there is room, you move on to stage 2. You still have a job, you give your passion some time, and now your passion is brewing. It's more fun. Stage 3, getting exciting here. You give your passion more time and more power, you still have your job to pay your bills, and now you're more assured about your passions. Stage 4, I like the most. Quit your job and pursue your passion with more power and more energy and more time. And now you're confident about your passions. And there's no looking back here because you know this is it. And regardless of how many times you fail, you just want to do it because you love it. And stage 5, here's where you make your own empire for all your passions, and creativity and success is at its best. Now let's assume there is 100 of you again. Is a good number for me, 100. 100 of you again, and you are going through this entire process from stage 1 on to stage 5. I'm assuming you're all very passionate people, so you're all going through that entire stage, okay? And I come back to you 5 years down the road on TED Talk again, and I present this to you, where, maybe hypothetical, call me Lady from Utopia or the Dreamer from Fairyland, but this is what I want to see. 80% of you are satisfied with what you do in your job. We still have 90,000 hours that we work, but we are having fun at our jobs. Obviously, less stress at work. And even if it is stressful, it's a good form of stress, right? When you love something, you don't want to, crib and complain about it. You just do it because you love to do it. And the result of that being that you would have lesser work hours lost because of any stress-related illness, because you are a happy trooper out there. So, besides actually teaching dance and music to kids and youth, I'm quite encouraged and very humbled that I've also been able to inspire and steer many of my adults and peers in pursuing their passions for music and dance. Even though I've been mocked many times by my girlfriends that I'm a full-time recruiter for my school, where every person walks into my household walks out with dancing feet. That being said, I'm very happy and truly actually humbled that I've been able to kindle their fire for their passions and make them recognize or discover their unexplored talents. As you may see in the picture, I have a very diversified group of dancers that I come across, or singers that I come across. I've had the wonderful opportunity to visit other countries too. So there's been Dubai, and there's been downtown Detroit, where I've worked with kids there, and there's been a whole load of people from my own ethnicity that I've worked with. And I really feel good because these go out happy from my door. Now what I would like to present is a very simple demonstration in music and dance, because I would like to show that in the art form that I've learned, as to how pursuing your passions needs consistency, determination, and confidence. And I'm going to sing along as I do it, so you can actually follow, because the language may be foreign, Greek and Latin to some of you. I'm going to try and see if I can actually translate it as I go along. Manadil urudi vendum. You need confidence in your mind to pursue your passion. Vakinile inimai vendum. Your language needs to be pure, sincere, and confident too. Ninaivu nalladu vendum. Your thoughts need to be focused, directed towards your passion. Nerangina porul kaipada vendum. You desire for something, you seek it, and you do it with all passion, so it comes to you. Manadil urudi vendum. Your mind needs confidence to pursue your passion. Kanavu meippada vendum. Your dreams, your desires, your aspirations shall come true. Kaivasamavadu viraivil vendum. If you seek something, you shall attain it. If you're steadfast to approach it. Prosperity and happiness will follow. The world will cheer you, applaud you for your confidence in pursuing your passion. Friends, I would like you, one more time, reiterate my words. Live your passions and pursue them, for you will make a difference not only for yourself, but also for many around you. I may be an average Jane, leaving you with that message, and if you're still not convinced, here's my last message for you. Thank you very much.